I will be the first one here. Let me just put my cards on the table. I was a sheltered, homeschooled Christian child born in '88 who was not allowed to participate in any of these things. So I have no knowledge of Hulk Hogan and all of these other things around this. I mean, I liked him as a person. I heard he was a pretty cool dude, but Anderson has apparently a lot of nostalgia here.
Bro, man, wrestling shaped a lot of the harder times growing up for sure. But that was like a little bit after Hogan. When I was a kid, I was like 6, 7 years old, and the WrestleMania would be on, or whatever, and we'd be like, "Oh, Hulk Hogan is talking. I'm a Hulkamaniac," and he'd have like his whole song, and then we would like try to convince our parents, like, "Mom, wrestling is good. It's of the Lord. It is godly because the Hulkster wears a cross on his chest, like, and he said the word God in a speech in the American way. Like, we got to be able to do this. This is great, right?" So turns out he was not that great of a Christian at that point, but later in his life kind of came back to it. But I saw this clip online, like somebody was sharing. That's like, man, this was me as a kid, like really into Hulk and WWF at the time, and man, it was so good. But like, check this out. Let me know if you can hear it.
No, you something, brother. When you walk in this beat shop, I'm surprised that you still got the shirt on, Jack.
Well, let me tell you something. Hulkster, the first time I met you, I was only 3 years old, but now I'm 6 years old. So now we gotta take it to a bigger level, man. Just like when you put that no good stinky giant over your head and send them right through the table in front of 93,000 Hulkamaniacs. So what are they gonna do when the power of the Hulkster and the roaster and the dual 24-inch pythons
24-inch pythons.
Dude,
Bro,
your
like,
brother
I
is
cannot tell
on
you.
fire in the chat thread
Oh
right
my
now. So
gosh.
first of all, J Corona 9 said that Hulk got saved, which I think
Yes.
I kind of knew, but I think that's legit. And then he started a beer company, which I'm all about. I was Reformed Presbyterian growing up, so Christians can drink beer. But apparently, the Hulk started a beer company, and your brother
the name?
said Christians can sell beer. They can't make sex tapes with their friends' wives. I would agree with that.
Well,
Certain things are allowed, certain things are not.
the Hulkster is not perfect, okay? He's done some things, but you know what? God's redemption is not far from any of us.
I'm guessing that's I didn't know. Did he do that? Is that actually what happened?
There was like a tape that was released where he was, he did some debauchery and stuff, but then he like became a Christian, and then like the last kind of big public spotlight that he did was the RNC, where like what was commented on the ripping his shirt open, which was acceptable apparently at the RNC, but not at the men's conference where Mark Driscoll went off. But whatever, it is neither here nor there. But yeah, I'd like to know what the name of his brewing company is. Like, let's see. All that.
He says Real American Beer is the name.
Oh, is that what it is?
Apparently your brother is saying that there was a birthday party that was an entire wrestling show on a trampoline in your past.
Okay.
And I want pictures.
Right, well, certain things
I want photos.
Okay.
Or videos. That's amazing. I have no
the
context for any of this.
Bro, no, like this when I said that wrestling was very formative in some hard years of my life. We went and we moved from Northern California to Southern California, lost, essentially all brand new friends, brand new family, brand new everything. And wrestling was the soap opera, the American soap opera that kind of like kept me and my family like grounded, like, yes, this is awesome. We were big Mick Foley fans and everything. So yeah, and we had a trampoline and we started doing like wrestling moves on a trampoline. Oh my gosh, there were so many things. What was it? Somebody said I broke so many beds. Jake Corona 9, I broke so many beds for the moves that I did on my younger brother. Okay, let me tell you, because I have a microphone, Trevor, and you don't. But so many times So many times we've had those moments where it's like, oh, I want to do this, like the moonsault off of the parent's dresser onto the bed. And he's like, just lay down there, Josh. It'll be fine. I'm like, no, you're going to hurt me. He's like, don't be a wimp, Josh. And then what happens? He jumps off. He hits me, breaks the bed. I'm like wind knocked out of me. And then my parents are like, what are you guys doing? You broke the bed. It's like, okay, this wasn't my idea, okay? Just like trying to bungee jump off of the tree out front of our house with a bungee cord with those metal hooks. It was my brother's idea, and you don't do that. Don't listen to your brother, and then it just snaps and right in the back of the neck. Anyway, so
so we definitely have 3 older brothers here right now, and I can totally resonate with that. Though I was not into WWE, I made it my mission to make sure my younger brother knew that he was not the older brother. Ironically, my 2 boys right now, I feel like there's like a gift in like the passing of the gifts and the curses here. I have 2 boys now, and Braden is terrorizing Ezra. Ezra's the younger one, and my wife's like, what is happening right now? And I'm literally like, oh yeah, that's proper older brother protocol. Like, just relax, let it happen. That's how it goes. We got to toughen them up.
my oldest will never get caught red-handed because he always has his younger brother and his younger sister do all the dirty work. Hey, go downstairs, climb in the pantry, and grab, the gummy bears and bring it back up here. I promise. Yep. I promise. I'll give you a Pokemon card if you do it, or something like that. And then who gets in trouble? The second born, or usually now they'll send the youngest because daddy's a softie and the young daughter is just sweet. And I'm
That's funny.
You can't listen to your brothers. You can't. Just don't do it. Don't do it. So anyway, yeah, man, I am super. I'm glad that that Hulk gave his life to the Lord and converted, and is now in glory. He had some hard times, I think, a while back. I think he had a surgery and had some problems with his back and some numbness or some paralysis or slight paralysis. I don't know exactly, but the story came back that he had a bad surgery or something, or he was in a lot of pain. Haven't really followed Hulk Hogan in a while, but yeah, really sad things. I think he was in a lot of pain, a lot of just real bad shape. With all of the hard contact stuff, coming from the 80s, it's a wonder he didn't have any brain issues, a CTE, that type of stuff. But
yeah, and I mean, I feel like there was another death that just recently happened. I saw in my feed. I don't even remember who. Ozzy, that's what it was. One of them is in one place, one of them is in another place. Realistically, you can probably assume.
That's the argument on Twitter right now, or X.
No, is it really?
One side saying, oh, he gave his life to Jesus, and the other people is like, he's burning in hell right now. So I don't know. Like, why don't you comment in the chat if you think that Ozzy Osbourne was a Christian? I don't know. Send a link. I don't know.
And who was the legacy dude who just passed that we talked about? The pastor dude, mega pastor. We literally just did an episode on him.
John MacArthur.
John MacArthur. So my point is that I feel like I respond or pay attention differently. Like, we don't live forever. So people are like, did you hear this person died? And I'm like, do you know everybody dies? Yeah. But it is encouraging to know I don't know, for me, I take some solace in people that at least on some level were able to profess their faith in Christ. And hey, if someone's passing and they haven't professed it and we'll meet them in heaven, then that's great too. Maybe we'll be hanging out with Ozzy one day, although I'm skeptical. But it's I don't know. I feel like I just go about my day when a Christian dies differently, because I'm just like, well done. Continue. Yeah, you were a sinner, you made mistakes, but like, you got to glory. I don't know. There's just something interesting about the way you see life, and Paul's words is to live as Christ and to die as gain. And I just feel differently about it. I don't know.
It's so crazy too. Like, in that context, Paul is having an existential crisis. He's like, look, everything about me wants to be with the Lord, but for your sake, I need to stay with you. I need to keep running this race, but I want to be with the Lord. There is, scholars will debate whether Paul had a near-death experience. I mean, he was flogged the 39, minus or 40 lashes minus 1 5 times. He was abandoned at sea. He was,
bitten by the snake.
Yeah, he was all these things, and in any of those instances, he might have had a near-death experience. And then in 1 Corinthians or 2 Corinthians 11 or 12, he talks about, he went up to the highest heaven, and but there definitely a theme here is, those who have gone through a near-death experience tend to not fear death and don't want to be here. I think that. I don't know. We can speculate about all of that and what happens. We don't really know for sure. I think there's a lot of good evidence for near-death experiences from what we can verify, but after you get out of the verifiable stuff, you can't really do, much claim truth beyond that.